We've now reached another historic moment in the history of the state of Maryland. We did so about 10 years ago, and we stepped forward and rallied as a community from Western Maryland to Eastern Maryland, from the inner cities to the suburbs, to support our children and to keep the promise that we made to them. We acted on the fundamental principle, constitutional principle, that the most important thing required of us is to educate our children adequately and equitably. We did that through the formation of a commission which I had the pleasure of chairing. And at a historic level, the people of Maryland, the legislators, the governors, created a formula which became historic and nationally recognized to fund the education of our children. Now we can't go back. Going back will undermine the race to the top that we've achieved. We became the top state in the nation in terms of the education of our children, and now we cannot go back. Undermining the education of our children through engaging in fundamental cuts, reaching the level of almost $94 million, would be a fundamental critical mistake on the part of the people of Maryland. Their class sizes would be too large. Their teachers would not be adequately supported. They would not have the technology that they need, the extracurricular activities that they need, the summer programs that they need, the teacher development programs, the special needs of our children would not be addressed. We cannot go back. And more importantly, the people of Maryland would begin again to be segmented and divided against themselves and against their children. So at this historic moment, we must again step forward and share wealth with our children. Our corporate citizens, those of us who have disposable income, the wealthy, we must step forward and provide the foundational financial foundation for our children to make sure that we keep the promise to them and that Maryland stays again as the top state in the nation in terms of education performance. "10 years ago, no one thought that Thornton funding would be provided by the state of Maryland. In December, it was a cold month, and the people of Maryland, led by our citizens, the teachers, parents, assembled in Annapolis and rallied and supported their legislators who stepped forward to provide the funding. Throughout the period of funding for Thornton, there was some degree of movement away from the principal, but the people of Maryland rallied and came to Annapolis in the thousands in order to support the principal. And now it's time to do it again. So on the 14th of March in Annapolis, we will again rally in order to make sure that the promise to our children is kept, that we make sure that they have high quality, equitable, excellent education. So please join us on the 14th. Join the children, the parents, the family members, teachers, public workers, all parents, those who have children in schools and those who do not, to make sure that the promise to our children is kept.
Maryland has done its part in terms of we have ranked #1 for the 3rd year in a row about what we are doing for our children. We want to continue this effort to ensure that every child attends a great public school. I know, and you know, that that is what you want also. And so on March 14th, we are asking parents, we are asking business leaders, we are asking all of you to come out and send the message to the public, send the message to the legislator that we care about great public schools in Maryland, and we want you to also be here to send that message. Please join us March 14th for the rally here in Annapolis.